talking about anger and anger management. Is anger a good thing, or is it something to be avoided at all cost? We are being advised that we should forgo anger. But in part of my studies, I've come to understand to a great extent that anger is a natural gift by nature to help us for our safety, our security, and our personal survival instinct. That when things happen in your environment and you get angry, it is an instinct that is letting you to know and understand that there is something happening, something prevalent in that environment, something that is occurring that is not in agreement with your well-being, with your personal principle and philosophy, something that is disagreeable to your well-being. And if this is repressed or suppressed too much, it can lead to challenges of mental health and mental health problems like depression, like being irritable, which by the time this thing will find its outlet can lead to more serious consequences like displaced or misplaced aggression. Okay, I have done something that is disagreeable to you, but you have chosen not to be angry with me. But the thing is in you, you repress, suppress instead of letting me know. Excuse me, sir, excuse me, please. A, B, C, D, I'm not happy with what you have just done or what you have just said. When you repress it, then the anger is in you, have repressed it. By the time you get home, you may end up reacting negatively to something your child or your wife or your spouse has done or said by the time you go back home. So something that has happened to have released it, then you now releasing it another way. But that initial place, the problem still subsists, because when anger is in your work or your community or wherever the thing occurred, it's in there waiting for you. So anger is a feeling that has been designed to help you and I, so that you and I, what we need to do is to differentiate between the feeling of anger and the expression of your response or reaction to it. So the advisable thing, how do you manage it, is that you don't react to the source of anger. Instead, you choose to respond to it. And how do you do that? When the thing occurs or when it's observed, it is a physiological phenomenon. Because your senses picked it, the message goes to your system, nervous system. The sensory now send it to your central nervous system and they process it. And it's not telling you this thing is inimical to your well-being, inimical to your joy, inimical to your growth and development. This thing will not work in your favor. This is damaging presently and on the long run. So what to do is to stay as calm as you can. Then your system will process it. What do I do? How do I handle it? What do I say? How do I say it? What words do I use? It takes grace. It takes grace for you to now, like I said the other time about 1 or 2 days back, start to count silently within you. Take a deep breath. Breathe out slowly. You can do it when you practice it so that the person that's causing will not observe it as much as you can. If they observe it, no love lost, because you are taking care of yourself. Then while you're doing that, you count silently, slowly, about 1 to 5. During that process, your system is already working at extra speed. Remember, this is hormonal action in operation. So they will have helped you to process it. King, you are welcome. Welcome to reflecting with me. So They will have processed, then what do I do? Do I move away from this source? Do I move towards it? What do I say? What do I say to prevent a reoccurrence? Or do I make arrangement for a discussion about it so that it can be resolved? Or do I just say categorically, please, I don't like this, I'm not accepting it, please retrieve it, or please don't repeat it again? You state it as coolly and as calmly, but as authoritatively as practicable. Even if with your boss, you say, excuse me, sir, excuse me, with all due respect. That's it. As long as you are not abusive, you are allowed to reject what is not working well for your well-being. Because at the end of the day, it is your life, it is your being. So anger helps, like I said, or to set up our boundaries. So if you know that I'm the one that is always trying to make you angry, trying to get on you, not trying to play with your sensibilities, then that means it's time for you to set your boundaries. Like Yorubas have a proverb in that version. It says, "Má fi oko mi ṣọ̀nà mọ́, ìjọ kan là á kọ́." That is, you have a farm and somebody has now turned your farm to the footpath, and when you start to work on the farm anyhow, you'll be trading and be killing some of the crops along the pathway if you work anyhow. So if your neighbor, somebody like that, instead of walking along the footpath in the farm way, he said you'll be walking across your farm, then it's time for you to now state it one day, please and please, henceforth don't take this place again. If you have to set up a barricade in that line, you do it. Whatever you have to do to stop it. So you have to separate and like to differentiate between the phenomenon, between the emotion called anger, and between the physical process. So being angry doesn't mean that you go and punch the person or start to insult the person or start to do physical attack on the person. No, they are two different things. Sometimes you don't need to be angry to be physically abusive. So it's not the same thing. So what I'm trying to say is that it is not a sin, neither is it an offense to get angry, because we are being told don't get angry, yes, it is not a natural thing. That's why the Bible, the good book of the Lord, says, be angry but do not sin. Don't let the sun come up on your anger. Like someone rightly stated, there was a time when Jesus got to the temple and saw that people have turned the temple into something else. They turned to people buying and selling and desecrating the place. Then he was not pleased with them. Then he made whip and chased them out. We are not told that he injured anybody or caused anybody. He just told them, you cannot make the house of my father a place of merchandise that you litter. It is called a house of prayer. You can see he stopped them henceforth from turning the temple, the synagogue, into a shopping mall, where shopping mall people walk up and down there and they litter things on the ground. They don't do that when you get to the temple, because temple is a place of worship. So if somebody is trying to mess up your life, trying to desecrate what you hold dear, then you can't be keeping quiet. That would be stupidity. You have to let the person know, please. And that's why we have the principle of fundamental human rights. When somebody is trying to tread upon the well-being, the joy, the good success of another person, you say, no, you are trespassing. You are going beyond your boundaries. So the anger helps you to set up the limit. And there are different stories that are bound in this, especially in Nigeria. When you go through the media, when somebody that is powerful or well connected is trying to take undue advantage of another citizen, you see that it's the people in the neighborhood or some other people that hear about it that will rise up in righteous anger and say, stop it! Why are you doing that to this? Why are you doing that to this young lady? Like one landlord of one student in Lagos, Nigeria, of a university in the southwest here. because the student, the lady, happened to be his tenant, and he was trying to make amorous moves towards her, and she was telling him, no sir, I don't want, I'm not, I have my lecture, I have my assignment to do. They started to threaten her, and the lady was able to record part of this and post it on social media. So some people went to the man's house, the man had to run away. The thing was reported to the police. Because I'm your tenant doesn't mean that you make life uncomfortable for me. That was the people in the neighborhood did not kill him. They did not marshal, they did not bash him. But let him know that this thing you are doing is not acceptable in our community. That is righteous placement of a right placement of anger. Stating displeasure. Okay, this thing is not acceptable. Now let me close with this story that will let you know that when you get angry, you have to learn to moderate your anger. Before I tell you, so let me ask you the question. Suppose you are a man and you are happily married, and you get information that your wife is being unfaithful to you, and your gate man, because you be nice to the security man at the gatehouse, that one told you, excuse me sir, please don't be angry with me, I just have something to say to you, please sir, please promise me that you will not misunderstand me. If I'm sorry, if I'm wrong, please forgive me. So when you go out, you go to work, at such and such a period, a man will come and see madam, and told them we stay inside the house, and the man will leave around this place after spending more than 1 hour. And that has been happening often. The man said, well, when next it happens, please let me know. So when next it happened, the security man called the oga. Fortunately, the oga was with a friend, and the friend happens to be a lawyer, and the friend told him, my friend, if when you see anything, don't be violent to the man, don't hit him, don't injure him, don't do anything, don't even say anything. Just take their picture, just take the video, whatever you can as evidence, so that after all said and done, you can sue them, both of them, for adultery in the court of law. But if you touch the man is not a thief. He did not come to see, he's not a blood burglar. Your wife invited him to your house, and he came and he was admitted to the house, and your wife entertained him. So what's the man's offense? So fortunately the man took to the advice. If you are the man, what will you do? And actually the man got to the house and found, because he has both of them have keys to the house. He got to the house and he found both of them on their matrimonial bed doing the immoral thing. He just took the pictures and left. He did not fight, he did not beat the wife, he did not beat the man. So lawyer friend told him, if you beat the man, you commit, they can sue you for injury, for assault, for a lot of things, and you'll be worse off. So he took to the advice and was better off. Imagine if he was angry, definitely you'll be angry, because this is something that is precious, that has been taken or do advantage, has been messed up. This is his home, this is his life, this is supposed to be his joy, source of his happiness, being messed up by somebody else. But if he had not managed his anger very well, imagine what his status will have been. I'm impressed. You're welcome. Thank you for reflecting with me. I pray you'll be able to manage your anger. You learn from these things, so that whenever anybody or anything wants to get in your way, you don't allow them to make you do or say what you are not supposed to say. Okay. So similar thing happened in Lagos here, but that one went the other way. It's one of these NGOs that have legal department that visit prisons that share this story. But it's not as palatable as that first one I shared. This particular man had a neighbor that was having an affair with his wife. So when he became aware of it, he caught them red-handed. He was so angry that he threatened the man, I will deal with you, you will not survive this. His threat was so strong. And shortly, I think about 2 or 3 days later, according to the report, the adulterous man died. And he was arrested. God, they say, yes. We have another program in Yoruba like that, that Ajekela no mokule in Itani wonba jetokela no lo pomoje. That means the witch cried yesterday and the child died today. Who did not know is the witch that cried that killed the child that died today. So they arrested the man, put him in jail, and the case was ongoing. He spent years in jail. And according to the report, the adulterous man already had some internal health challenges, and they declared that the health challenges that killed him is not the cause of the husband. But still, he was languishing in jail. His case was never resolved. It was this NGO that took up his case, but he has already spent some horrible years in the maximum security because they charge him for murder. So you can see the effect of anger. So may your anger not make you to say things that may get you into trouble. May it not make you to do things that will get you into trouble. So the issue of anger and anger management is not something we can overemphasize. Even though it is good, it is natural. But just like we have other wild animals that God has given us grace to tame, is something you can tame. Like the Bible says, the tongue is a very wildfire that which we should tend to tame. So if you don't have the ability, pray to your divine creator. Pray to your guardian angel. Like I said before, Matthew 18 verse 10, every human being has a guardian angel that sees the face of God every day. Tell your guardian angel to help you, so that your anger and people that know about your temperament will not use that one to get to you. If they know they can use to get to you, they know that yes, we know what to say, we know what to do to make him angry. They not do that, do not get angry. If you didn't know they plan for you, that they stage it for you to get angry. When you get angry, when you lose control, you do and say things that you are not supposed to do and say. Then they will say, we have got you, we have got you. The Lord will help you. You will overcome. Thank you for reflecting with me on this Sunuga Reflections. God bless you. Your story will be sweet. Your circumstances will always favor you, and every challenging one, God will give you the grace and the wisdom to overcome. Anger is good, but it can be just like any other thing. It can be detrimental if it's not well managed. Like money is good, but money has got many people in trouble and could not manage it very well. Okay, so there's nothing good that cannot be bastardized by humans. Thank you so much.